We have to talk about Uncle Snoopy Dogg. Snoopy Dogg and his recent choices. They're a black eye for unks everywhere. This is the Open Mike Eagle YouTube channel, and ever since I became older than my barbers, I officially got my Unk membership card in the mail. So I'm going to use this platform to speak for all unks in my congressional district. As an aside, I have a daydream. It's not as good as Martin Luther King's dream. It's an indie rap kind of dream. I have a dream of Unk Fest. After I saw that footage of Red and Meth performing at Summer Jam last year, I had this idea that I think it can change the world. It's called Unk Fest. I would curate it. The bill would look like this. It'd have Busta Rhymes and Red and Meth and Erica Badu and Common. And since I'm doing it, it would have people like Arm& Hammer and Freestyle Fellowship and Cool Keith. If you like this idea, give me $1. You might not get it back, but Uncle Snoopy Dogg is officially no longer invited to Unk Fest. He could have slid right there into the bill, but now he's no longer invited because he's busy anyway. His booking card is all booked up. He's booked and busy. He's doing the Trump inaugural crypto ball. As an aside, I first heard of Uncle Snoopy Dogg when I was like 11 years old. There was this Lawrence Fishburne movie for adults called Deep Cover, and Dr. Andre from Neighbors with Attitude made a song that was the title track for the soundtrack of Deep Cover, very creatively called Deep Cover. And he had this skinny young man that sounded like Smooth B from Nice and Smooth with him, and that was Snoopy Dogg. My main memory from this song, aside from it being the first time I heard of Uncle Snoopy Dogg, was that I had a younger cousin who was staying with us that summer at our house. She was like 8, and she got in a lot of trouble because she was repeating the lyrics. She was 8 years old, and she said 187 on an uncover cop, and she got a whooping. But she got whoopings all the time because she was an asshole. You fast forward to 2025, Snoop is the world's most famous unk. He's king of the unks. He gets to smoke weed at the Olympics. He gets to switch between being Jamaican and Californian at will. And he can transform into a Doberman sometimes. He can transform into all kinds of dogs. If he got caught doing something, he could transform into a Greyhound and run away. If he got caught doing something bad, he could transform into a Labrador and give America those big old googly eyes. And they would probably forgive him. America loves dogs. Who could blame Uncle Snoopy Dogg for thinking he could get away with anything? There comes a time in any famous unk's life where he has to ask himself, is the bag worth the reputation hit? And apparently in this instance, Uncle Snoopy Dogg got an offer for which he decided to drop his values like they were hot. Let's take a look at this here, this crypto ball. You can't see it very well here, but it's real little. It says, in honor of the inauguration of Donald J. Trump. And there's a bunch of cursive. People don't know how to read cursive no more. I still kind of do. This is Crypto Ball, Friday, January 17th, Washington, D.C., 8 p.m. General admission. Look at this. General admission. You can't read it, but it says right here, $2,500 for general admission. And then I saw on this other page here, $100,000 tickets. Those are for the VIP. So $2,500 general admission and $100,000 for VIP and a $1 million package with private dinner. So this is the Open Mike Eagle indie rap channel for grown-ups. And occasionally you'll hear from an indie rapper on the indie rap Open Mike Eagle channel. You'll hear these industry secrets. In this case, the industry secret is a secret, but it's also a theory. I have an idea in my mind how this may have happened. Because remember, Snoopy Dogg once said this about people performing for the inauguration.
Go out there and do a country song.
So ain't nobody gonna perform for Donald Trump, huh?
Somebody will.
Which one of you jigaboo ass niggas gonna be the first one to do it? I'm waiting. I'm gonna roast the fuck out one of you Uncle Tom ass niggas for doing it. Which one of you niggas gonna do it first? I's the one that performs for himself.
He's an unk, so he had that extra little bit at the end where he recorded for too long and started putting his phone up before he stopped the videos, a very Unk thing to do. But how do you go from that? How do you go from that to this? I have a theory. I don't know how accurate it is, but this is my speculation. See, rappers sometimes they get offered to do these things called corporate events. And corporate events, much like college events, tend to overpay the performer. But you learn when you do a couple of them that they're actually overpaying you for the psychological hazard. Performing at corporate events can be awful. Usually you're performing for a bunch of people who just did cocaine, like they just did cocaine. They did cocaine 10 minutes ago. And for the next hour or 90 minutes, not only do they think that they own you, they also think that they're your best friend. And they're also sweaty and talking really loud and fast. Sometimes while you're trying to rap, it can be psychologically harrowing. So I believe that they understand that they have to pay people many more times than what they usually get to perform at these events. But the other thing that happens with these corporate events is that they're oftentimes secret. They are private. They are not advertised. So it's very likely in this instance that in attempting to book Uncle Snoopy Dogg for this event, that they went through a website. Maybe a website like this. Cost to hire Snoop Dogg for a private event. Book Snoop Dogg for a private event. Request a quote. Minimum cost $355,000. Maximum cost $514,000. This might not even be a real way to book Snoop Dogg, but it could be. It very well could be. Or this one. Celebrity Talent International, celebrity booking agent to hire performers and speakers for any event. These are real websites. These are real ways that people with a lot of money figure out how to book people for these sorts of events. Now remember, this event has $2,500 general admission tickets and $100,000 VIP tickets, which means they have a lot of money to pay Uncle Snoopy Dogg. And it's very likely that the organizers of this event sent an email to Snoopy Dogg Booking at snoopydogg.gov and tried to book Snoopy Dogg for this event. They may have said, we have $10 million to book Uncle Snoopy Dogg for the crypto ball. It may or may not have said anything expressly to do with the Trump inauguration. And if you're a member of Team Snoopy Dogg Management, you have to do a little bit of a risk assessment. And it basically all boils down to one question. Is anybody going to hear about this? And typically the answer with these type of events is no. But then after you've agreed to this and they've gone back and forth with negotiations and locked in all these details and everything's all booked, they can turn around. Surprise! Even Honda driving, rent paying indie rappers like myself sometimes have to make these sorts of assessments. Like I said, I've done corporate gigs. I've done college gigs. They're typically private. They usually come with a psychological hazard, but that's why you get paid a bunch more. So maybe this is what happened. Maybe Team Snoopy Dogg's management took a risk assessment and thought, nobody will hear about this, and it'll be $10 more million in our coffers, right? Maybe that's what happened. Or it said right there in the subject line, $10 million for Snoop event. Also happens to be a Trump inaugural celebration, not an official one, right? Like, this is not an official inauguration event. It's a bunch of crypto bros getting together and doing a fundraiser in honor of the inauguration of Trump. Trump's not going to be there, etc. This, that. So they might have been very forward about the Trump Association, but also saying that it's not an official inauguration event. I do think that's one of the details that a lot of people are missing. But again, that's on Team Snoopy Dogg's team to do a risk assessment to see if people are going to be enterprising enough to actually dig through the details and see what it is or isn't. It is associated with a celebration of the inauguration of Trump, but it itself is not an official inauguration event. But maybe there is a price for Snoop to go against his values that he just stated in a video where he was calling people jigaboos and Uncle Toms. And maybe they hit his number. It's possible that for him and Richard Ross, who hustles every day, and Whoa Nelly, for whom it is hot in here, maybe their numbers got hit. And maybe they did a risk assessment and said that the bag in this case is worth the hit to their reputation, which just folds back into my theory that rich people just probably shouldn't rap anymore. They just probably shouldn't do it. As an aside, I did not listen to the Dr. Andre and Snoopy Dogg rap album. I didn't because there were condoms. That was the album art. It was called Missionary and there were condoms. When I saw condoms and the album title Missionary and Snoopy Dogg and Dr. Andre, I got the distinct impression that they may be rapping about their old penises and what they do with them. And I didn't have any room for that in my life. So maybe Snoopy Dogg rapping for Trump is the result of not enough people listening to old man penis rap. And I have to be prepared to pay that cost over and over again, because to me, what it leads to, the idea it leads to, is maybe rich people should only rap for other rich people. And they can pay $100,000 to go hear old man penis rap in the privacy of their own ballrooms and just leave the rest of us alone. Like and subscribe, homie, friend. It's free. Stop playing.